you feel like you're serving Michelle and this project and
Yeah.
this sort of movement.
Yeah.
And then she fucking dies.
Yeah.
And then
That's a
what
great,
do
you
you,
know what? She fucking died. There was so much. I remember I read C.S. right after she passed away. A friend of mine gave me C.S. Lewis's A Grief Observed. And the first line is, I did not know how much grief felt like terror. It was terror, absolute terror. I have found this person I want to go through life with. My life is structured around her. It's structured around her daughter, and now she's gone. And so everything is collapsing. Everything is collapsing. It's terrifying.
and I don't think I'm going to be able to compensate for the collapse. I can't hold much of this up.
No, that I was absolutely like, please, somebody come and help me. Anybody. I just needed help, and all I wanted to do was just like, I wanted to like curl myself over Alice, who was 6 at the time, and just protect her. Like in my mind, the world was just raining fire and meteors on us, and all I wanted to do was just protect her and not move.
How'd you do it?
Like first I almost did it like literally. I would like take her to school in the morning, and then just park outside the school and just sit and read and think and wait for 3:15 for her to come out and pick her up. We go get food, I just was just on her. That's all I wanted to do. Didn't want to do anything else. I was turning down work.
How long did you do that for?
A couple of months till school was done. It was right around near the end of April, so it was all of April, all of May. I mean, most of April, all of May, and then over the summer, I just wanted to travel with her. Like, we went back to my parents' house. I just wanted to give her constant movement and light and adventure, because I'm just like, I want to keep this darkness away from her. I'm like, I'll absorb all this darkness. And so I'll go take you to see your cousins. I'll go take you to see, my parents, and we'll just run around and have adventures. But the problem with that was I didn't show her my grief.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to keep that from her because I thought that'd be even scarier if she saw. A couple times I like cried in front of her because you can't help it. You don't have any control. But I wanted to at least show her, I'm not going anywhere. I'm here for you, And so I just was moving. I remember when Michelle passed away, it was during the day and Alice was at school, and I was freaking out, and I called luckily at that point, Alice was very used to me going, hey, mommy's away because she's doing this thing. So I'm like, hey, you and I are going to check into a hotel for a couple days, and because mommy has to go and do all these interviews, and we're going to have a fun daddy-daughter adventure, and tomorrow you don't have to go to school. We're going to go shopping, because the principal said, don't tell her tonight what happened, because then she has to go to sleep. Have her go to sleep like everything's fine, and then tell her in the sunshine. So she has the day to deal with it. So all that night, I was scrambling. I was flying out. All of her cousins, my parents, all of her aunts and uncles flew them to the same hotel we were staying in. So the next day, when I did tell her, and it was the worst day of my life, then I go, now come with me. And we walked down the hall, and then in the room were all of her aunts, cousins, you're not going to have to do this alone. We're all here for you. And so, like, she immediately had that, but it was me just scrambling nonstop, just wanted to.
It also must just be like, for it to actually set in for her.
Yeah.
For you.
It took, I don't know if you remember after 9/11, not that I'm,
yeah, but it's your 9/11.
But there were remember those days after 9/11 where you're just like, wait, did that happen?
Yeah.
Wait, like, can I wake up out of this dream? Because I remember mornings I would have having a very horrible, very realistic dream, and then I would like will myself out of the dream, and then I'd be awake and it wasn't real. So there were days after Michelle died where I was trying to will, like, this is just a long dream that's going on way too long, and it's time to wake up. And I was so sure that I could do that.
Yeah.
Because again, terror. It's terror.
Yeah.
It's absolute terror.
And
you don't
when
want
did
it to
you
happen.
realize you could maintain?
Well, yeah, I realized I could maintain it, and that was another thing too, because I was like, I'm just going to exist. I am going to wake up in the morning. I will take care of Alice. Probably will never do stand-up again. I'll find another way to make money. Maybe I can write. I don't know. I certainly can't talk to people, but I'm going to merely exist. And
you couldn't talk to people because you were destroyed.
Yeah,
you're mirthless or what?
I wasn't even mirthless. I had no feelings. I didn't feel anything after a while. It was all terror and sadness.
Months we're talking about?
Months of that, and then nothing. Just, I was at husk. But then there was another father at her school who a couple years ago, his wife had passed away. And he, I remember him saying, here's what you're going to go through. You're going to go through terror and grief. Then you're going to feel nothing. And you're going to be okay feeling nothing because you're going to go, okay, I can exist this way and take care of my daughter. And then you're going to feel, you will eventually feel joy again. You're going to feel horrible for feeling joy, but you will, because that's what your body needs to do. And you feeling joy and laughing and smiling is good for your daughter to see. And I married 9 months after my wife passed away. And you will probably meet someone and fall in love. And I was like,
that guy had also?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And
so it's a fairly common thing.
It is actually, it is a very fairly common thing. And what was kind of funny was, because I met Meredith, I didn't even meet her face to face till a year after Michelle died, but we started talking online because we had all these friends in common. And one of her friends threw these dinner parties and invited me and her and a bunch of other people. We're on this little Facebook thread. And I just, like, I can't go to this. And then Meredith was like, that was a great dinner. And then she goes, Patton, we didn't know. And she goes, hey, you missed the best fucking lasagna. And I went, story of my life. And then I sent her a message like, yeah, sorry I couldn't make it. I'm still freaking out. And she goes, I know you're. And then we just started talking. Wasn't romantic, wasn't flirty. Just, I realized what I missed was, I have someone I can talk to in the dark at the end of the day. And then we just kept doing that for 3 months. We never spoke on the phone, never met face to face, just talked every night, poured out our brains to each other, and then it just turned romantic. And then when we met, we were in love before we met, basically. But then I talked to someone else, because when we were going to get married, I'm like, this feels really weird. It's like a year and a half after. And then this other woman I knew that was a widow was like, I got married 7 years after my husband died, and people gave me shit for that. They're like, you waited too long. So you cannot be.
You can't do it right.
You not only can you not do it right, you can't do it to please someone else's schedule. They've got to go through their own shit.
And also, you're the one who has to be in the fucking relationship.
I know, exactly.
Like, you have to sit there. You have to drive around and look for parking and like the mundanity of.
But God, I found someone amazing to be mundane with. Well, that's a good phrase. You are the best person to be mundane with. That's when you know you found the perfect person. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's sit around and eat.
When you're sitting in the car and you're waiting with this person, just get your fucking seatbelt on, get out of the space. You can see us waiting. And if you guys can make that fun, you've probably found the person you should be with.
Hey, did you like that? Did you like that? Yeah, did you like it though? You want more? Don't want to work? Would rather watch videos of me grab-assing with people? First of all, go up here to subscribe, and then go up here to watch more clips. This is like when the weatherman says that there's a high pressure system coming in. I'm not really used to the green screen.